Need to get that special someone the perfect diamond? Don't like throwing money out the window? We're going to tell you how to work the 4 C's to your advantage and get more of this for a lot less of this. Enjoy. DeMerJewelry.com. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to talk about the 4 C's and what they really mean to you. Now I know what you're thinking, Deric, I already know all about the 4 C's.
Deric, I already know all about the 4 C's.
You all know about cut, color, clarity, carat weight. What we're going to get into in this video and the following videos are going to be some specifics that'll help you get the most bang for your buck if you're not looking for that perfect collector's stone. Now anytime you walk into your average jewelry store and you say, "Excuse me, sir, how much is a 1 carat diamond?" you're going to get met with a glazed stare and probably a sassy question about how long is a piece of string. Which, to be fair, is a valid retort. There are so many factors to consider when buying a good diamond. The 4 C's are important, but the 5th C, the one that jewelers don't really like to talk about, and for obvious reasons, is cost. Now I don't have to tell you if you're on a budget or not. You know what you can spend, you know what you're looking for. I'm just here to help you with this. And as I've said before, don't ever let a jeweler make you feel like you're less of a person or you're not worth their time because you're not buying an expensive diamond. Now that being said, you will come to some jewelry stores, designers online, different houses of jewelry, that will have certain standards that they will not drop below because their name is on the product. Now that's not them being snobby, you have to keep that in mind. They have a reputation to maintain, so anything that has their name on it, they want a certain quality level because they're also trying to provide you with the optimum experience, and for them, there is a basement that they don't want to drop beneath in terms of quality. Not just because it's their reputation and it's their name on the product, but because they are trying to legitimately provide you with the best possible quality merchandise. Now that quality merchandise doesn't come cheap. Let's talk about a really great stone, and we'll work our way down, and I'll show you some tips, some tricks, and maybe some things you might not have thought of that'll get you more bang for your buck. Now the color scale for diamonds goes from D to Z and then fancy colors and so on and so forth. The quick explanation we will get into in a different video is that before the Gemological Institute of America quantified the actual grading scale for diamonds, what there was a more subjective system where there was AAA and Cape and Top Cape. It was too confusing, it varied from dealer to dealer, it varied from country to country even. So the new GIA system, which begins at D because the lowest grade a diamond was ever graded before that was C, D is where it starts, D is the best. D for diamond. Sorry. Now D is the top of the color scale. You can't get a better color than D. So let's start with a real stone. Now all the diamonds we're going to use in these examples are real stones that are on the market right now. Bear in mind, prices can change. This video is being shot in 2014. By the time 2020 comes around, or 2025, or 2040, if YouTube still exists and so does this video, the prices might be very different. So let's talk about a great stone. D color, VS1 clarity, 1.07 carats. Nice. It's an ideal cut, which means it's the best cut you can possibly get. Cut does not only refer to the shape of the stone, in this case a round, as we will be discussing, but also the quality of the faceting, the symmetry, the proportions, the quality of the polish. Cut is probably one of the most important categories when it comes to purchasing a diamond, but we'll get into that in yet another video down the line about how to shop for your engagement ring. Now this DVS1 right here comes with an AGS certificate. That's the American Gem Society. They're on par with GIA. They are geared more towards the trade, though, so they use more technical terminology in their certificates. They grade ideal on a stone when that stone has maximum performance and a range of proportion and symmetry and a minimum quality of polish that meet the top tier standards. Think of it as the top half of 1% is a true AGS ideal cut. You will often find it expressed on certificates as 000. That is the best cut you can get. 0 is also considered ideal, and it goes all the way up to 10. 10 is a pebble you pulled out of your tire. For the curious, in the average jewelry store, say in a mall chain, for instance, or a big box online store, the average diamond cut quality, if 000 is perfect ideal and 10 is a shiny rock, basically, you're going to find cut grades of 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, seriously. And you don't want to skip on the cut grade. But how much is this gorgeous diamond? Well, I'll tell you. As of today's price, that diamond retails for $17,078. Sure is pretty. For those of us that can't justify a $17,000 1-carat diamond, what can we do to get a look that's just as nice? Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring for your fiancé, you're buying a ring for your husband or your boyfriend, whatever you're doing, how do we save a little without sacrificing? Take this stone, for instance. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Check out the stats on it. That's an F color, so it's still colorless. Yes, there are 3 grades of colorless. Yes, I know it's confusing. We'll get all into it in a completely separate video. Stay tuned for that. It's also an SI1. Now that is 2 grades down from the VS1 of the original stone. But so what? The fact of the matter is, in a properly graded stone, and properly being the key word, you can't tell the difference with the naked eye between internally flawless and SI2. You just can't. Side note, SI3 is not a real grade. It was made up as a nice way of saying I1, which are really undesirable. Usually speaking, I've seen some I1s that can get away with it, but SI3 is not a real grade. Shame on all of you. Back to the stone. FSI1, it's a 1.01 carat, so you're still right over a carat. It has an excellent cut across the board. It has a grading certificate from the Gemological Institute of America, and that beautiful stone can be yours for the low, low price of $10,439. Did you catch that? 2 grades lower on the color from the original, 2 clarity grades lower. Still an excellent cut. GIA does not grade ideal, by the way. They only grade excellent as the top. But this stone would grade ideal if passed on to the American Gem Society. And you're looking at roughly a $6,500 price drop. Yeah, it makes that big of a difference. Tiny little things. Still not enough for you? Let's move on to another one. Another F color, SI1 clarity also. Gorgeous stone, right? I'd wear it. Excellent cut, also graded by the Gemological Institute of America, but it's a 78 pointer, meaning it is 78 1/100ths of a carat. Yeah, it's not a full carat. But you know what? It's only 0.62 millimeters smaller in girdle diameter than the stone we just showed you, that 1.01 carat. Once you mount that in a ring, that 0.62 millimeters is so small, unless you're walking around with a gauge over top of your hand to show off the size, no one's really going to be able to tell the difference. Here's the kicker, though. You want to know what this gorgeous diamond is worth right now at the time of this video's shooting? $4,716. Why is that? Well, it's below the magic number. Magic numbers are big round numbers that we like to see. 1/4 carat, 1/3 of a carat, 1/2 a carat, 3/4, 1 carat. 1 carat's a big magic number. But anytime you hit any of those numbers right on the nose, or you get close to it or slightly over it, the price jumps dramatically because everybody walks into a jewelry store asking how long is a piece of string. I mean, how much does a 1 carat diamond cost? Everybody's looking for a 1 carat diamond. There's only so many, so the price goes up. Supply and demand. Simple as that. Now, Deric, I hear yourself saying,
Now, Deric.
what if I absolutely have to have that 1 carat stone for whatever reason? It's a special anniversary. I want to have the bragging rights of saying 1 carat. Well, if you want my professional medical advice, you should get your blood pressure checked because maybe you need to dial it back a little bit. But the good news is you can still do that. How? Don't get a round. Seems counterintuitive, I know. Even though rounds put out more light than any other color, round is one of the most difficult shapes to cut and wastes the most amount of the rough material that the diamonds are cut from. As such, you pay a premium for rounds, and you pay an extra premium for well-cut rounds. As well you should. But there are plenty of fancy shapes, princesses and ovals, and for instance, this cushion right here. This is a 1.06 carat, so just one tiny point underneath that original $17,000 round diamond I showed you at the beginning of this video. It's an F color, so still colorless. It's Si2. You can't see any inclusions with the unaided eye. It's got a very good cut. It's also GIA graded. And you know what the retail value on this stone is right now? $6,615. That's right, kids. $10,000 and change cheaper than that DVS1 that we showed you at the beginning of the video. However beautiful it is, if you still want the look, you can do it on a budget. Budget is not a dirty word, by the way. There are plenty of dirty words used in the jewelry industry, like green amethyst. Green amethyst is not a real thing. Now, it's not all just about what the numbers on the certificates say. In the next video, we're going to talk about the variables that go into whether or not you should even buy a diamond. There's always a reason for a discount on a diamond. Question is, are you willing to pay that price down the road? Join us in the next video, where we will continue the diamond pricing series. Thank you for watching, and as always, please have a day worth remembering. Subscribe to the channel Demer Carlsbad today. You can also join us on Facebook or peruse our Etsy shop. Tweet the designer at Demer Jewelry, and don't forget to visit demerjewelry.com for even more.